I've been quiet for a while. I think I needed to disappear for a bit. And it's not because I was lost, but because I could no longer keep lying to myself. And that's a difficult thing to admit when from the outside your life still looks fine. The work looked fine, the collaborations I had looked fine, life looked stable, predictable, safe. But internally, something felt off for a long time. And the hardest part about that kind of feeling is this. You can distract yourself from it. You can explain it. You can negotiate with it. But deep down, you still know. You know when you're betraying yourself. And eventually, that feeling becomes too heavy to carry. For the past few years, I've built a life around things that gave me familiarity, collaborations, environments, ways of living that emotionally, financially, socially sustained me. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at some point, I realized something that was actually very painful. I was helping build lives and visions I respected while slowly abandoning my own. And that realization hit hard because suddenly I had to confront a question that I think many people avoid. Am I building a life that is truly mine or a life that simply became comfortable to continue? And that question changes when you answer it honestly. Because the truth is this. Most people already know. They know. They know the relationship is draining them. They know the career no longer fits. They know the version of themselves they are showing to the world isn't fully real anymore. But instead of choosing, they negotiate. They overthink. They research more. They wait longer. They prepare endlessly. And that is not because they lack clarity, but because clarity without a decision becomes confrontation. And confrontation is uncomfortable. And especially when your entire identity has been built around being a version that everyone already knows you as. And honestly, that was me too. I had built a version of my life that worked, but working and aligned are not the same thing. What I realized these past months is that self-betrayal doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks highly functional. You still show up, you still work, you still smile, you still perform, but internally, you feel so disconnected from yourself. And after enough time, something starts to happen. You stop trusting yourself. Because every time you ignore what you already know, every time you delay a decision you already feel internally, every time you soften your truth to maintain comfort, you are teaching yourself something. You're teaching yourself that my truth is negotiable. And that destroys self-trust. And I think many high-functioning people are living exactly there right now. They don't actually need more information. They need honesty. Painful honesty. The kind that forces you to admit, I know what I want. I'm simply scared of what choosing it might cost me. And that was me too. And I got tired of pretending it wasn't, because eventually the cost becomes way too high. You lose confidence, you lose clarity, you lose coherence. Not because you're incapable, but because you keep practicing self-betrayal. And the body feels that, the mind feels that, your life feels that. A lot has changed in my life recently. My environment changed, my work changed, my priorities changed, my relationship changed, my vision changed. But the biggest shift wasn't external. The biggest shift was this. I stopped asking what feels safe and started asking what feels true. And that changed everything. Because safety can keep you alive, but truth is what makes you feel alive. And the more honest I became with myself, the more impossible it became to keep hiding. Not only from other people, but from myself. I realized something. The life I want to build now is not only about me anymore. It's about the future that I want to create. My family, my purpose, my voice, my impact. The people I know I'm meant to help. And I can't build that life while negotiating with myself each and every day. So I made a decision to stop hiding, to stop softening my message, to stop playing smaller than I know I'm capable of being, and to fully build what I know I'm here to build. Not later, now. And that's what this next chapter is all about. Not motivation, not pretending life is easy, not becoming perfect, but learning how to stop betraying yourself internally. Because most people are not stuck because they are incapable. They are stuck because they no longer trust themselves. And self-trust disappears when your actions constantly contradict your truth. That's why this work matters to me, because I know what it feels like to overthink instead of choose, to adapt instead of speaking honestly, to delay decisions you already know need to happen, to hide behind potential instead of commitment. But I also know what happens when someone finally stops negotiating. Their energy changes, their direction changes, their standards change. Their entire life starts reorganizing around truth instead of fear. And that's what I want to build here. And honestly, you'll either resonate deeply with this or you won't. But whichever reactions comes up for you probably says something important about where you currently are in your own life too. Because truth has a strange way of confronting people differently depending on what they are avoiding. I'm not coming back to the internet as the same person. No. And that's actually a good thing, because change is good for your growth. You need to honor it. And if you've been feeling lately like something in your life no longer fits, maybe this is your sign to stop negotiating with yourself too. Because eventually the pain of staying the same becomes heavier than the fear of change. If this video resonated with you, let me know in the comments what internal negotiation you've been avoiding lately. And if you want to be part of this growing community, like this video, subscribe and share it with someone who needs it. Remember, reclaim, return, and choose forward. Talk soon.